Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to talk about how mind actually works. This is a basic principle on how the mind works and why it is important. This is important to understand because if we understand the sequence or the pattern in which the mind analyzes and reacts, in that case we have the privilege to act accordingly. Means that if we know how this flow, for example there's a water flowing, so if we know how this water is going to flow, the pattern of the river, then it will be very easy for us to react and to plan our travel accordingly. So if we know how this works, we can attempt to solve our problems or solve whatever we are facing, the difficulties and a course of life in a very efficient and easy way. So we are going to start with this. So let me start. Whenever an information in falls in any of our five senses, like for example if we see anything, for example if we see an apple, okay, or if we hear some sound, somebody's sound, for example if any of our relatives, a father or mother calls by a name, so what happens in that case? When, for example, first of all we are taking the help of sight. So when any of the informations fall in any of our senses, we are taking the example of sight. First of all, we see an apple. So what happens, as soon as the apple comes in front of our sight, then what happens is that automatically there's a response action in the brain, and it tells us that this is the image of an apple. Means that as soon as I saw an apple, a voice inside my head will say, a voice means that in the term of language. For example, if I'm speaking, if my proficient language is English, or if my proficient language is Hindi, so if my proficient language is in Hindi, then in my mind a voice will occur that this is ye seb hai, seb. Similarly, if my proficient language is English, whenever I saw an apple, a voice inside my head will say apple. Okay. Similarly, if I hear the sound of someone, and if then my brain goes to identify whose is this sound, and if in the spectrum of the data which is present inside my brain, if it finds anything that this sound matches with my mother or this sound matches with my father, it will automatically react and respond, father, the image of my father. Okay, so this is the course how the brain acts. Okay, and the importance of, I hope I was able to make it understand that whenever any of the thing falls in any of our five senses, any of the information falls in our five senses, like for example we touch anything and we get to know, yeah, this resembles the touch I have already felt or I have already experienced. Okay, so any of the information falls in our five senses, where the brain tries to analyze the data which is already present in the mind, and then spots, yeah, this is similar to this, familiarizes to this. Now how this is important to us, what happens after this is the course how mind reacts. Okay, now what happens whenever, for example, we hear the sound of a mother, okay, and the brain resembles this is the sound of the mother, then whatever the feelings, whatever the emotions, whatever the data is being collected in our brain already similar to that will come and connect to all those things. Like for example, as soon as we some people might have experienced this, whenever they came in touch with their ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, then whatever the memories are there fall into place. So similar thing is that whenever we recognize anything, like this is the voice of my mother, so all those data which is collected in our memory, like in the form of feelings, in the form of emotions, in the form of memories, will come and respond to everything. Means that will respond. So this is how the brain works, and how we can, what is the importance, why it is important to learn how it works. If we can understand how this works, so we can respond. Like for example, I would take an example of a breakup. Okay, if a person has undergone a breakup, and if anything is reminding, if a sound is, some people say that if a song plays, they go to remember back of their relationship. So for example, a song is playing, now they can change the definition of whatever they're feeling. Okay, So if you're changing the definition of it, our attitude or our perspective towards that thing changes. So if we are putting a label of this is good, if this is bad, so the attitude or perspective changes accordingly. So it's very well said in our culture, yatha drishti tatha srishti. So this is very true. Yeah, this is all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.